In the world of AI, there's this one story that you hear over and over again, the race to build the biggest, most powerful model imaginable. But what if that's the wrong story? What if the real action is somewhere else entirely? Today, we're going to look at the quiet revolution that's happening, the clash between those massive cloud-based AIs and the small, powerful ones that might already be running on your phone.
I mean, every headline seems to scream it from the rooftops. Bigger is better. But is it really? We're going to follow the data and see if the future of AI is actually about building these giant digital brains, or if something much smaller is quietly about to take over.
So, let's start with the story everyone knows, the dominant narrative in AI today. It's this relentless, high-stakes race for AI supremacy. And yeah, the main players are exactly who you'd think they are.
So, who is actually competing in this race? Well, take a look at this. It's from the Stanford AI Index report. On the left, you've got private industry, which cranked out 55 major AI models in 2024. And on the right, academia. They produced a big fat zero. The game has totally shifted from university labs to corporate headquarters.
And you know why? It's fueled by absolutely staggering costs. We're in a full-blown AI arms race where the price of just getting in the game, I'm talking the sheer computing power you need, is doubling about every 5 months. It's creating this huge barrier to entry, and it's putting all the power into the hands of just a few tech giants. Okay, but this constant push for more, it comes with some serious baggage. This whole bigger is better idea is starting to hit some very real, very practical walls, especially for everyday people like you and me. So how does this actually hit us, the end users? Well, it's not just the insane investment to build the thing. It's the API fees you have to keep paying. It's that annoying lag while your question bounces to a server halfway across the world and back. And it's the really serious risk to your privacy every time you send your personal data up to the cloud. But what if there's another way? While the giants are duking it out up in the cloud, there's this powerful counter-movement that's been gaining a ton of steam. It's not focused on size, but on something else, efficiency and accessibility. This is the rise of small AI. So, here's a question for you. Given all the hype, you think every business on the planet is scrambling to use the biggest, baddest AI models out there, right? Well, the actual data on what companies are deploying tells a very, very different story. Okay, look at this. This chart just shows the huge gap between the hype and the reality. This data comes from a cloud provider, and it shows that a wild 67%, 2/3 of all the AI models being used are small, with fewer than 8 billion parameters. And those massive models everyone talks about, they make up less than 0.5%. It's not even close. Businesses are overwhelmingly choosing smaller, more practical AIs. And this whole trend points in one clear direction: on-device AI. We're talking about really powerful but super lightweight models that don't live in some massive data center. No, they run right there on your phone, on your laptop, maybe even in your car, locally, privately, and super efficiently. Now, this doesn't mean we just toss out the big models. Not at all. In fact, these two worlds, big AI and small AI, are learning to work together in a really clever way. You could almost think of it like a master teacher and a new student. The technical term for this is knowledge distillation. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You take a huge teacher AI, think something like GPT-4, and you use it to train a much smaller student AI. The student basically learns to copy what the teacher does, but in a package that's just a fraction of the size. So here's kind of how that works. First, you figure out what you actually need, like it has to be cheap and it has to be fast. Then you pick a really powerful teacher AI and a nimble, efficient student AI. Next comes the magic, the distillation, where all that knowledge gets passed down. And finally, you deploy your brand new custom-built small AI that's perfectly tailored for the job. So why does all this matter? I mean, it's cool tech, but what's the big deal? Well, because this shift from a few giant AIs in the cloud to lots of small AIs everywhere else, it has the potential to make artificial intelligence truly accessible to everyone, everywhere. Think about the impact this could have. An Intel white paper points this out. For the nearly 1 billion kids who don't have reliable internet, an AI tutor that can run completely offline on a super cheap tablet, that could be absolutely revolutionary. It could help close a massive global education gap. Or picture this.
A medic in a remote village, completely off the grid. They could use an AI on their device to help with diagnostics, to figure out who needs help most urgently, and it all works instantly, without any internet. Plus, the patient's data stays right there on the device, totally secure and private. I mean, when you put them side by side, the contrast is just stark. On one hand, you have cloud AI, which is powerful, sure, but it needs the internet. It can be laggy. You have to send your data away, and you keep paying for it. On the other hand, on-device AI works offline, it's instant. Your data stays private, and you're not paying fees every time you use it. For the user, the advantages are just crystal clear. And that really brings us back to our big question. The race to build the biggest AI, that's what grabs all the headlines. But as we've just seen, the real revolution might be happening on a much, much smaller scale. So while the giants are all fighting for the sky, could it be that the small, efficient AIs right here in our pockets are the ones that are actually going to change the world?